Have you ever felt caught in like a constant internal battle? Like there's some hidden rule book telling you what to do, and it just leaves you feeling drained and, I don't know, unfulfilled. That feeling like you're always second guessing, or that little voice saying you're not quite getting it right. It's really common, I think. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into something that might offer a way through that. It's this powerful ancient wisdom, often called the Four Agreements. And this isn't just theory. We're talking about real practical shifts you can actually use in your life.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because this isn't some new fad. It comes from the Toltec tradition, a spiritual knowledge system from ancient Mexico. The Toltecs, they were known as men and women of knowledge. Their whole focus was really on living a life of, well, happiness and love. And their insights give us this incredible way to understand what they called the dream of the planet, like the collective human consciousness, and also our own internal chaos, the mitote.
The mitote. Okay, intriguing. So today we'll explore that conditioning, where it all comes from, and then really unpack maybe 3 or 4 key agreements that offer a way out. Practical solutions, right?
Exactly. Real tools for personal freedom.
Okay, so let's start with the challenge. To really get why these agreements are so powerful, we kind of need to understand what we're up against first. You mentioned this dream of the planet. It's like from day one, we're basically swimming in society's rules, beliefs, laws.
Precisely. And the Toltecs had a term for how we learn all this: domestication. It sounds a bit harsh, maybe, but think about it like training an animal. Adults, parents, teachers, whoever, they hook our attention. And they use rewards if we follow the rules, praise, a treat, whatever.
And punishment if we don't.
Exactly, a frown, a scolding. And through this constant cycle, these rules get programmed deep inside us. It builds up into what you could call an internal book of law.
An internal rule book, okay? And that's not just sitting there quietly, is it? It actually creates voices in our heads.
Oh, absolutely. It gives rise to these two really powerful inner figures. There's the inner judge, relentless, always finding fault. You messed up again. You're not smart enough.
I know that voice.
We all do. And then there's the victim, the part of us that just takes all that judgment, feels ashamed, guilty, small. Yeah, you're right. I am stupid.
It sounds like a terrible feedback loop. Just exhausting.
It is exhausting. And that internal chaos, that constant chatter of the judge and the victim, all of those conflicting beliefs swirling around, that is the mitote. Imagine a mind filled with 1,000 voices, all talking at once, none listening. It's a fog. It stops us seeing who we really are, makes us feel fundamentally flawed.
Wow. That image of the mitote, the 1,000 voices, really lands. So if that's the internal noise machine, what's the first step to turning down the volume? Right.
It boils down to one crucial thing: awareness. Just becoming aware that this is happening. It's like waking up and realizing, wait a minute, a lot of what I believe about myself and the world, maybe like 95% of it, is based on these fear-driven agreements I absorbed, these lies, essentially. You have to start seeing the judge, recognizing the victim, understanding the mitote isn't you. It's like this parasite feeding on negative emotions.
Okay, awareness. Can you give a super simple everyday example? Like when does this judge-victim thing typically kick in?
Oh, easily. Say you accidentally drop a glass. It shatters. What's the immediate internal reaction for many people?
Oh, so clumsy. Idiot. Something like that.
Exactly. That instant self-blame, that harsh judgment over a simple mistake. That's the judge, loud and clear, reciting lines from that old book of law. And the part of you that feels bad, that's the victim taking the hit. It's automatic for so many of us.
Right. And it's so tempting then to blame, our parents or society for programming us like this. But you're saying that's not helpful.
It's a trap, really. Yes, they were the initial messengers, the ones who installed the program, you could say. But now, we are the ones running the program. We are our own domesticator. The power comes not from blaming the past, but from realizing we can change our internal agreements now. We hold the key.
Okay, so focusing inward. How do we know if we're actually making progress with this awareness thing? What's a sign?
You just start noticing it more. You'll catch that critical inner voice more often. You won't necessarily stop it immediately, but you'll recognize it. Ah, there's the judge again.
That moment of recognition, that space between the thought and your identification with it, that's the beginning of freedom. That's progress.
And the benefit is huge, isn't it? Becoming aware of this internal dynamic is literally the first step to taking back your power and stopping that cycle of self-attack.
It's foundational. It's how you start turning your personal hell into heaven, as the Toltecs would say.
Okay, that makes so much sense. Awareness first. Then the agreements offer the how-to. Let's dive into the first one. Be impeccable with your word. What does that really mean? Well, the Toltec saw it as incredibly powerful, like the most powerful tool humans have. It's literally creative energy. It's magic.
Magic, how so?
Think about it. Words create realities, they build relationships, they destroy them, they inspire, they wound. But we often misuse this power, don't we? We use it carelessly, we gossip, we judge, we indulge in negative self-talk. And when we do that, we're essentially using our word to spread emotional poison. We turn that magic into black magic, creating suffering for ourselves and others.
Wow, black magic. That's potent. So gossip is like casting a negative spell. And negative self-talk is like casting that spell on yourself.
Precisely. Every time you tell yourself, I can't or I'm not good enough, you're reinforcing a negative agreement, planting a seed of doubt. It's like installing a virus in your own operating system.
Okay, so what does impeccable mean here? Not perfect, right?
Right. It comes from Latin, impeccatus, meaning without sin. But sin, in this context, doesn't mean moral transgression in the religious sense. It means to go against yourself. So being impeccable with your word means not using your word against yourself or others. It means using your word consciously in the direction of truth and love, taking responsibility for what comes out of your mouth and even your thoughts.
So practically, instead of complaining or gossiping.
What? Use your words deliberately for good. Express gratitude. Offer genuine appreciation. Speak kindly to yourself. Tell yourself you're capable, you're wonderful, even if it feels weird at first. It's like cleaning up your internal environment, using your words to cultivate positivity.
What's a common way people mess this up, even if they're trying? A pitfall to watch out for.
Oh, a big one is giving careless opinions, especially negative ones about other people. Or, just as damaging, believing the negative opinions others offer about you. Think about a teacher telling a kid they'll never amount to anything, or someone making a cutting remark about your dreams. Those words can land like curses, like spells. They create agreements that can last a lifetime if we accept them.
So we need to be careful not to cast those spells and also build a shield against catching them from others.
Exactly. Guard your mind.
Mhm.
And be mindful of the power your words have on others.
How do you measure if you're getting better at this? Is there an internal gauge?
Absolutely. It's your level of self-love and inner peace.
Yeah.
When you're impeccable with your word, you feel good about yourself. You're not creating internal conflict. You feel lighter, happier. That's your barometer.
Okay, so the huge benefit. Honoring your word transforms your inner world, boosts self-love, and protects you from negativity. Powerful stuff. All right, that leads perfectly into the second agreement, which feels like a direct consequence of the first one. Don't take anything personally.
Ah, yes. This one is huge for reducing suffering. It tackles our sense of personal importance, this underlying belief that everything that happens, everything people say or do, is somehow about us.
Right. Someone cuts you off in traffic and you think, what did I do? Or a friend is moody and you assume it's your fault.
Exactly. We take things personally. We agree with whatever poison someone sends our way, criticism, anger, whatever, and we become easy targets. We literally ingest their emotional garbage.
So how do we stop doing that? It feels so automatic sometimes.
The key is a radical shift in understanding. What others say and do is always about them. It comes from their agreements, their beliefs, their emotional state, their personal dream. It genuinely has nothing to do with you.
Nothing, even if they're yelling at you.
Even then, if someone insults you, it reflects their internal world, their own fears, insecurities, or pain. You might just be the convenient screen they're projecting onto. Their reaction reveals them, not you.
Okay, that's liberating, actually. So if someone's angry with me, I should try to see it as their issue, not mine.
Precisely. Recognize they're dealing with their own stuff. The big pitfall here is getting hooked, feeling offended, needing to defend yourself, arguing to prove you're right. When you do that, you're taking it personally. You're letting their poison in. You're agreeing to suffer. This agreement is about building immunity.
How do you know you're making progress with this one? What changes?
You'll notice you get triggered less often. There is a marked decrease in feeling angry, jealous, envious, or sad because of what someone else said or did. You start to feel this spaciousness inside, more peace.
Like an emotional shield.
Exactly. An impenetrable shield against emotional poison. It frees you from so much unnecessary suffering. The benefit: immense personal freedom. You're no longer a puppet to others' opinions or moods.
Okay, freedom from taking things personally. That's huge. And it connects really well to the third agreement. Don't make assumptions. Tell us about that one.
Right. We humans have this deep-seated need to understand, to explain everything. To feel safe, we need answers. But when communication is unclear, what do?
We fill in the blanks ourselves.
We fill in the blanks, we make assumptions, And the really dangerous part is, we then convince ourselves our assumptions are the absolute truth. Then naturally, we take those assumptions personally, react based on them, often spreading emotional poison, and boom, we've created drama and conflict out of thin air.
Happens all the time in relationships, doesn't it? Expecting your partner or friend to just know what you want or how you feel.
Oh, it's classic relationship poison. If they really loved me, they'd know. That's a huge assumption. We write entire scripts in our heads about other people's intentions based on zero actual evidence.
So what's the antidote to assumption making?
It's simple, but it takes courage. Ask questions. Find the courage to seek clarification. Don't guess, ask. Make your own communication clear and explicit too. Say what you want, say what you need, and understand that others have the right to say yes or no, just like you do. It's about seeking truth through clear communication.
So instead of stewing, because your partner seems quiet, just ask, hey, is everything okay? You seem quiet.
Exactly. Just ask. It cuts through so much potential misunderstanding. The pitfall is getting lost in your own invented stories, believing your assumptions more than reality, or assuming everyone sees the world exactly like you do, or expecting your love alone to change someone. That's all based on assumption, not truth.
And how do you track progress on this one? Less drama.
Definitely. You'll see fewer misunderstandings and conflicts, especially in your close relationships. You'll catch yourself before jumping to conclusions and consciously choose to ask clarifying questions instead. It feels much cleaner.
Makes sense. The benefit here is clear communication transforms relationships, eliminates drama, and replaces assumptions with truth.
Truth and clarity. It's incredibly powerful for connection.
Okay, we've covered 3 huge agreements. What's the 4th one that ties them all together?
The 4th agreement is kind of the action principle that makes the other 3 truly work. Always do your best.
Always do your best. Sounds straightforward, but I suspect there's nuance here too.
Oh, absolutely. The key is understanding that your best is not a fixed standard. It changes from moment to moment, day to day. Your best when you're healthy and energetic is different from your best when you're sick or tired. Your best in the morning might be different from your best late at night.
Okay, so it's not about pushing yourself to some impossible ideal of perfection.
Not at all. In fact, if you try to do more than your current best, you'll burn out and deplete your energy. But if you do less than your best, you open the door to self-judgment, guilt, and regret. The real solution is to give your maximum effort for that specific moment, accepting that this maximum will fluctuate. And crucially, do it because you love the action itself, not just for some external reward.
Act for the joy of acting, not just the outcome.
Yes. Engage fully in what you're doing. Find enjoyment in the process. So many people only act for the reward, the paycheck, the praise, and they end up resisting the action itself, which makes life feel like a drag.
Can you give an example of doing your best in a simple, everyday way?
Sure. Think about taking a shower. You can rush through it, mind elsewhere, just trying to get clean. Or you could do your best. Be present, feel the water, enjoy the sensation, treat it like a small ritual of self-care. Same with any task, even chores. Engage fully. Do it with your best energy for that moment, and find the inherent satisfaction in the action itself.
What's the pitfall to avoid with always do your best?
The biggest one is beating yourself up when your best isn't as good as it was yesterday. That's the judge sneaking back in. Remember, your best changes. Another pitfall is resisting action because you don't feel like it, or only doing things half-heartedly because you're just focused on the outcome.
Yeah.
That leads to regret.
And how do we know we're living this one? What's the internal sign?
You'll notice way less self-judgment, guilt, and blame. Instead, you'll feel a sense of satisfaction and even enjoyment in your actions. Win or lose, succeed or fail. You learn from mistakes without crushing yourself over them. You know you gave it your best for that moment, and that brings peace.
Wow. So consistently doing your best really fuels the other agreements, frees you from that inner critic, and makes life more of a joyful process.
Exactly. It integrates everything. It makes the whole path sustainable and turns life into this ongoing journey of growth and self-acceptance rather than a struggle against yourself.
What an incredible framework.
Yeah.
We've gone from understanding those invisible chains, that internal mitote, all the way to these 4 clear, actionable agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. It feels like a complete path.
It really is. The Toltec saw these agreements as summarizing the mastery of transformation. They give you the practical tools to shift your own reality, your personal dream, from suffering to joy. And remember, it's not about perfection. You will break the agreements. We all do. The key is, when you notice, just gently bring yourself back. Start again. Do your best today. That's all that matters.
Okay, so for everyone listening, here's the invitation, the call to action. Just pick one. Which of these four agreements resonates most with you right now? Choose one to really focus on, maybe just for today or for this week. Commit to practicing it, doing your best with it, and just observe. See what happens.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. What if our biggest fear isn't really about dying? What if it's the fear of truly living? The risk of being fully alive, fully yourself, free from all those old limiting beliefs? Embracing these agreements is about reclaiming your birthright, really. Your right to joy, to love, to be free.
Thank you so much for walking us through that. It's incredibly insightful. We really hope this deep dive into Toltec wisdom sparks something valuable for you listening. Thanks for joining us. And hey, if you found this useful, let us know. We'd be curious to hear if you'd like more deep dives into concepts like these.
That's it from us today. This is Lisa and Jim signing off from Pod Talk. Hope you all have an informative session. Please like and subscribe for more such sessions. We hope to see you soon with a brand new topic of discussion.